Okay, hi everybody. I'm back. All right, this is Coach Bidemi. Okay, I'll just assume that I'm starting all over again. It's going to join us very soon. I just quickly had to find out when it's going to join us. So in the next 3 minutes, it's going to join us. All right, Mr. Abat Agudosi. Yes, I know that's the correct name. How are you, sir? And our family. So today we are going to have an interview with Mr. Tunde Disu. Like I said, he's a personal development expert, and he's going to shed more light on his concept of what he thinks is going on in the world and what we can do to live a much more productive life. All right, so we are going to get into that very soon. As soon as it comes up, we will get started. However, before it comes up, I'd like to share some things with you. During this time is one of the best times to live. Why do I say that? It is a time to discover yourself, all right? It is a time to ensure that you bring the best out of yourself, all right? It is a time to ensure that you are living a purposeful life. It is a time to ensure that you are living a meaningful life, all right? So it's not a time to sit back and think that the world is coming to an end. You know, that kind of mindset is not healthy. Why I say that? Because God actually created us to be functional on the face of the earth. All right? God created us to be effective on the face of the earth. God created us to be people of value, people of dominance, not to dominate other people, but to dominate the earth with godly values, with godly virtues. So this is a time for self-discovery. This is a time for you to discover yourself. That's number one. Number two, during this time is one of the best times to be able to come up with new products. All right. When I say new products, what am I referring to? New products can be that you want to write a book. Now, when you write a book, one thing you know is that it is going to outlast you, or especially when you put your all in it, you put your strength in it. All right. Especially when what you have written is the truth, absolute truth. The only thing that can stand the test of time for a long period of time till Jesus comes is the truth. Jesus is the truth. God is the truth. So you can write a book. Now, how do you write a book? Wake up every morning, all right? It could be in the afternoon, it could be in the evening. Start writing by 2, 3, 4 pages, 5 pages. I said pages, no, 5 lines. I mean, having 5 pages might be quite difficult if you have not mastered it over time. So start with two lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines. And do that consistently over time. All right, do that. Be disciplined enough to do it consistently over time. So you can write a book during this period of time. All right. Another thing you can do is to take a new course. All right. What kind of course can you take? You can take a course in artificial intelligence. You can take a course in life coaching. You can take a course in, you can take administrative courses. You can take business courses. You can take different courses. And there are a lot of platforms for that. You have Coursera, you have EDX. You have so much platforms you can take courses from. All right. So what else can you do during this period of time is to ensure that you spend time with your family. All right. Spend good and quality time with your family. So welcome, Mr. Tunde Disu. Can you come online and I'm going to accept your request. So good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We really appreciate it. You can just send a request to me and I'm going to accept it. Okay, is that okay? So just send a request to me and I will accept it. Okay. All right. Let me do that now. Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up now. It's gonna be an interesting time. Oh, wow.
How are you?
Well, I will say thank you so much for your time.
No. Thank you for the invite.
This is the first time. I know we've spoken once. There was a time we spoke on phone, but it's a good time to speak with you. Like official is a good time to speak with you. Let me also say this. I get inspired by your video. Let me tell you how.
Thank you.
I love the way you set the neatness around the framing, the neatness, the word that you put at the back when you're doing your video. It really inspires me. All right. So as little as things are, it gets to inspire people without knowing it. So thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate it. How are you?
It's an honor to be here, and thank you again for the invite. Thank you for considering me to have something to contribute to your platform. And my hope is that your expectation will not be disappointed.
Yeah, amen. It won't. I know it won't.
Also, I want to say, and I've said this to you before.
Yes, yeah.
What makes a difference is not what you start.
Yeah.
What makes a difference is the stickability.
Yeah.
The continuity, the consistency, the focus of the platform. And I've followed you, I've watched you, I've listened to your daily nuggets, and I can say I've learned from it. I've taken discipline from it, the consistency especially. And whether we see it now or not, but one thing I know, somebody is being blessed somewhere.
Yeah, amen.
Somebody is being blessed somewhere, and there's there's nothing no cash you can pay for that. Yeah. That's priceless. So thank you. Sorry, I had to get a few things together, but I'm ready, and I hope you guys are ready too.
Yes, we are ready. All right. Before I go further to my questions, can you please? I know my sister says she knows you, but I didn't tell you this. Her name is Motolani Shomoye. And she said she knows you. She has met you before in UK. So she told me she knows you. Can I remember that? Tolani Shomoye.
I know one Shomoye. I think he's called Olumide Shomoye.
No. This is a lady, but she said she met you, I think in church, something like that. Some quite bad.
This is the one, the Shomoye I know is a couple in our church.
Ah, okay. All right, we are going to talk about it. So introduce yourself first before we get started.
Good. Hello, everybody. My name is Tunde Disu. I live in the UK. I'm the founder of Become a Better Life. Become a Better Life. Which program that I do every week, every Thursday PM on Facebook and Instagram. We just started another one 2 years ago called Practical Christianity Bible Studies. And I do it every Monday again on Facebook and Instagram at 8 PM. I have a consultancy firm called The Administrator International. We focus primarily on not-for-profit organization, helping them in the areas of their structure, their systems, and operation. My background is accountancy. My first degree is in accountancy from Yaba Tech in Nigeria. And I've been here for some years now. I have an MBA in leadership and sustainability, and married with 3 grown-ups.
Please mention that your wife is an artist. Like
my wife is she's a gifted, very excellent graphic designer. And sometimes I look at some of her work and I'm thinking, where do you get these inspirations from? Because the uniqueness of her work is the attention to details. The fact that she can see what most people can't see, I guess, because that's her job. But it is the ability to blend colors, the ability to use different images to form something unique. That for me just always just wows me. So.
All right. And I know your daughter also has a book, a published book. Am I correct? Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
Our first child, our first daughter, she's currently in her final year at Surrey University. Some months ago, published her first novel.
Yeah. Wow.
Once Lost, Always. It's 691 pages.
Ooh.
Yeah. And she spent about 3 years writing that. I guess she took her perfectionist instinct from her mom, because she actually rewrote that book maybe 2 or 3 times. She wanted it to be perfect. She wanted it to be the way she's the vision that she has.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And I've just published my 3rd book too.
Okay, sir.
Called Understanding the True Nature of God, and it's currently on Amazon.
Okay.
In ebook. The paperback will be coming out at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for those details. Really appreciate it. So let's kickstart with our question. So my first question to you is, what is your definition of change, and why is change so important? Why is change so important?
Change. There are two things in life that are permanent, that are consistently constant.
Yeah.
That's time and change. You can't live your life outside of time.
Yeah.
And you can't live your life outside of change.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you look at the definition of change, it's there is no one size fits all for change.
Yeah. Okay.
Yours is different from mine. The change in this environment is different from the change in the other environment. But change in its nuclear self is I would define it as a never-ending process of adjustment and readaptation. It's a general transition of something from one phase to another.
Okay.
Constantly in motion. It's a movement away from one present condition to another condition.
Yeah.
And as it metamorphosizes from one thing to another.
Yeah.
It doesn't wait for you. It doesn't ask you if you're ready. It doesn't talk with you. It will happen. And it is up to you and I to fall in line, take on board the new dispensation, and run with it.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people have died in their journey prematurely, not died as it stopped leading, but stopped being relevant because they Where's IBM today? Where is AOM today?
Yeah.
Because they refuse to change with time. It's BlackBerry today. They refuse to change with time, and that is why they're not there. Change is inevitable, and any attempt, any effort by any of us to resist change is a futile one.
Yeah.
Because it will happen. If you refuse to change, change will change it.
Yeah.
The beauty about change is that it's like your mind. It works with your mind. I say to people, I say, the beauty of having a mind is that you can change it.
Yeah.
And unless you allow your mind to flow, to grow, to expand, to explore, you will be stuck in traffic. while everybody is going past you. So whether you accept change or you resist it, it will still enter your life.
Yeah.
It will still affect you. Yes, even if it's not you being changed, if it is not affecting you directly, when everything around you starts to change, you will be dragged on to fall in line.
Yes, sir.
Change is like the story of your life and my life. It's like you're reading a book. You can't be reading a whole book and be stuck on one page. After you finish this page, you flip it over to the next page. Now, while you're reading the book, there are some certain things there that you will not like. They will make you sad, they will make you cry, they will make you question, what's this guy trying to say? But irrespective of the experience during reading that page, you still have to go to the next page.
Yes, sir.
And so that is how change works. That is what change is. It's something that whether you like it or not, you have to work with it.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like when you said the beauty of having in mind is that you can change it. Can you shed more light on that? Can you just shed more light on that? Because because we were never taught the concept of the mind when we were growing up. I started studying about the mind properly about maybe 6 months ago, properly, because I know the mind is I know it's important. So how can people, what can they do, all right, to change their mind for the better?
I think it's like asking, what can you do when you are hungry? The only thing you can do when you're hungry, the only thing you can do when you're thirsty is to eat something or drink something.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with the mind. You see, our mind, the way God created us, our mind is like the centerpiece of everything that happens to us. And it is your mind is ever growing. It's ever traveling, it's ever exploring, it's ever looking for something new, something different, something happening. What else can we do? So if you get stuck in your mind and you refuse to develop it, you refuse to feed it, you refuse to nurture and nourish it. You know, somebody once said that the problem with men is that after the age of 18, they die from the neck up. The reason they say that is because most people stop growing after that age. Stop developing their minds. Naturally, as human beings, we spend the first 10 years of our life trying to find where we belong. We start learning beliefs and habits and mindsets.
Yes, sir.
At the age of 12, that mindset is already formed.
Yes, sir.
We spend the next 6 to 8 years defending that set mind. The challenge is a lot of people, once they build a block around that set position, they don't ever come out of it.
Yes, sir. Wow.
But you see, mind is not something you can put in a box and lock it up. It is constantly growing. So the beauty of having a mind is, I'm wearing a purplish jacket. Do you know what? I don't like this one. I'm gonna wear a white one. Okay, today I'm gonna have fish and chips. All of that are a process of the function of mind.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I remember that. So as to study the mind properly, I bought a book called "The Power of the Subconscious Mind" by Joseph Murphy. Because I know the mind, studying the mind should be a core course, like in the university. Because if you ask an average person, do you understand the concept of the mind? They will just tell you, oh, okay, we just have a mind. So I really appreciate Your answers, I've taken down my notes. And my second question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the recent changes in our world? And how can students leverage on the advantages to become better?
Well, you see, we are we're in this world at this present time.
Yes, sir.
And I would liken it to the aliens visiting the planet Earth.
Yeah. Interesting.
They landed and they're like, who are you? What is? Everybody is busy doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowhere, talking to nobody, chasing nothing. We are all going at a neck break speed. Unfortunately, most of us are not going anywhere. I believe the season we are in now is that the earth or the universe forcefully put us on holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a need for the whole world to slow down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To just catch our breath again. Now, unfortunately, people are dying, people are sick, people are not well. But you see, it has to take something so drastic to capture our attention.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Attention to what is going on. So when you look at what is going on currently in the world, where I will put it is that the world is going through something unprecedented.
Yeah.
That is far beyond what any of us have ever seen or expected.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but I can tell you this. What we have seen so far is the storm. After this, there will be the shock wave that follows after the storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Then once that is over, now we will go into the season of rescue and recovery.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When that is finished, that is when we'll now start the season of rehabilitation and reconciliation.
Yes,
so
sir.
whatever we think is happening now that we are waking in our boots, I will say this is the time to fasten our seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride, and we must be prepared to ride it out.
Wow. Wow.
So the season that we are in, it's everybody is scratching their heads. Scientists don't know what to do. Government are tripping on themselves. The same government are saying, oh, we don't have money to repair your hospital, to pay your school teachers. Now they are rolling out billions of dollars as stimuli to different people, to different persons, and all of that. As good as that is, those are things that we could have as a society. It's the squeezing, the tightening of the belt by our government that has forced everybody into this unending rat race that we're all running. So when you look at the world that we live in right now, it's a lesson for all of us. We have been taken back to school, as it were, to go and when you talk about what are the advantages and what can students learn from it, I wouldn't even look at it from what are the advantages point of view. I was pondering over this as I was preparing for today. Anybody can listen to the news and get the advantages and the disadvantages and the this and the that. But the area I want us to zero in on, if you permit me, sir.
Yes, sir.
What are the lessons to learn from this? What are some of the things that some of the landmarks that this will leave behind for all of us going forward? Some of them are not shattering, little things, but they make a lot of sense and difference. For instance, one of the things we have come to realize is our relationship with time as it is has changed.
Yeah.
The time, it used to be when you say, how are you? Everybody said, I'm busy. How is this going? I don't have time. What about that? No, time won't permit me to do that.
Yes, sir.
Suddenly, we turn ourselves to worship time. But this season, what it has done, one of the lessons from this season, is to realign our relationship with time.
Yeah.
Suddenly, we all have a lot of time on our hands. Suddenly, it seems that the clock is very slow these days. Suddenly, it seems like as if, will it ever be daybreak, or when will the sun set and all of that? But the reality is nothing has changed as far as time is concerned.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Our relationship with time that has changed. We have more time supposedly at our disposal.